talk about the excitement and vibes just heading into training camp and getting everything going.
Vibes are always at an all-time high. I feel like when the season comes around, everyone's got a smile on their face. It's like first day of school for us. And just having all the guys back, looking around, seeing all the faces we had, everyone getting back healthy. We're excited, and it's going to carry into the first couple of practices, and then once that shine gone, we got to find a way to dig deep and find it again because we got a big off season ahead of us and a big training camp ahead of us, and we're just excited to get out there and attack it.
What's the difference in year two with Aaron, Hackett, just kind of with for you personally?
Just more reps. When with more reps comes better understanding, knowing where to be, when to be there, and I feel like we all feel that. It's natural when you get a second year in the offense, and just more time to be around a guy like Aaron, and all he asks of the offensive players and of offense, and it's all because it can make us better. So just everyone approaching it with the right mindset and finding a way to understand more this time around and really take the next step, because once you understand it, you can play at a different speed and stop thinking so much and just play.
What are some of the main objectives for this offense in training camp? What do you guys need to accomplish?
Just build that confidence that comes around during this time of the year when you get to compete against your own guys, and then we'll finally move into where we do joint practices. So just get to that point where we feel like we're better, taking the right step every day. Because at the end of the day, we haven't done exactly what we wanted to do. So we got to build that confidence, during this time of the year, and then when the time comes, carry it into Sunday.
Garrett, this offseason, what did you do specifically, knowing what Hackett brings now, knowing that you'll have Aaron all season, to improve your game and take it to your next level in your third year?
Yeah, just trying to get faster, and then there's always an element of understanding that. For me, a cerebral guy that I like to think of myself as when it comes to football. So watching film, film study, and from years past, and all the looks that Aaron has got, previously from different coordinators, because we'll probably see him again. So just understanding my knowledge of the game, like I said, the step that comes with the offense. How can you take it to the next step? Because you do know the offense now, so you get to spend more time focusing on other things. So now I study the defense, and how they want to attack Aaron. But yeah, I feel like I got better this offseason. You always find out, here in a couple of days. So I'm real excited, and yeah.
We talked to Quentin, and he talked about how Aaron sets the standard for everybody else. Just talk about that, and what is your standard as well.
Yeah, a guy like that is great. So, us competitors, us athletes, we want to match that. We want to find a way to bring that out of ourselves, and just the way he is, he's the type of guy that makes you think at practice, and it's good for us. It's not like that everywhere, though. It's not always like that with guys. So just knowing what he demands, because it can make us all really hard to stop, and I feel like the standard is it's been set. We have a good standard here, but with a guy like that, he just demands greatness. That's all it is. And I like to look at myself the same way you said. You said, how do I go about things? I like to think in the same way, but I'm always learning. So having someone like that is valuable for me, just to be able to take notes from and learn how to practice, learn how to go about my reps and my mental reps, all that, because he does it the right way.
How do you match that standard?
Practicing the right way, building confidence. I feel like, that's why he has his confidence, because he knows what he's put in for 20 years or however long it's been, his whole life. He's built up to this point, and that's why you can walk around with that swagger, that confidence, and demand that out of your teammates.
After 2 good years to start your career, where do you expect to be this year? What's your level of expectation for yourself?
I really just want to be a part of a team that's great and reaches its full potential. I feel like the last 2 years have been what they've been, and I'm excited for another opportunity to go out there and prove myself to the world. And I know my teammates feel the same way. I really want to take on this judge me for what I do, not what I've done mindset, and just be better to help us win. And that's where I'm at.
terms of getting your body ready for the season, how has that evolved over the last couple of off seasons?
Yeah.
How would you compare how you feel physically going into this season compared to maybe your rookie year last year?
Yeah, I mean, just getting stronger because, when I first got in this league, I wasn't strong enough. I could skate on some things because of what I do offer, but that year took a toll on me physically, and I had to find a way to get bigger, get stronger, and also it's just a mental toll that this takes on you as well. So, when you have the consistency and the kind of life on loop thing, and it's a blessing. But don't get me wrong, but it's just you got to find a way to attack it some way different every day, and find the beauty in it, and just make sure you're attacking because it can get repetitive, and you just got to keep finding something to attack. So, with my off season, it's like you can do these things. You want to improve on what you're not good at. So. It always comes with physicality with me. I feel like that's how a lot of coordinators try to attack me is tell their guys to be physical. So for me, I got to be able to match that this year. And like I said before, when we get this season coming up and training camp coming up, I get an opportunity to go out there and prove that I have done what I need to improve at. So I'm excited. Yeah.
Garrett, some massive contracts were handed out to wide receivers this offseason. Yeah. When you see those pop up on your phone, those updates, do you ever let yourself start dreaming about, that payday could be coming for you sometime soon?
I see all of it. I don't look at it as far as that could be coming for me. I look at it as, I got to go make that happen. I got the opportunity to join an elite group of guys, and that's who gets that type of money, is an elite group of guys. Guys that are part of teams that win games because of them, and are difference makers every single time they're on the field. So, I got to go. I gotta go do it, and I'm excited, man, because at the end of the day, if you do, what you think you can do, there's great conversation going out for it at this time. So, that's not how I'm motivated, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't see it, and I love to see it.
You guys are trying to do something that doesn't happen very often. Go from multiple years out of the playoffs to win a Super Bowl. Is there any excitement about trying to do something that is never done? Challenge that's put before you guys?
Yeah, I mean, when you put it like that, I've never looked at it that way, because I never saw I just never seen it that way. I've never saw the write up, or someone told me that, but that's the reality of what we're trying to do. I think we approach it with the mindset of let's get better every day, and we're not looking at it as we haven't been in the playoffs the last whatever it is, we haven't done this and whatever. It's just, let's find a way to get to our best version of ourselves, because we know what we can do. At the end of the day, we got to go out and do it. But the opportunity is there, and we're excited, man. So that's really all it needs to be, is an opportunity. And all these guys we got in the facility are willing to put in the work to try and make our dreams happen.
How is Sean Jefferson going to help you in the group?
Yeah, I mean, just being around him for the 2 months I got to be around him during OTAs, I feel like my game got a lot better. I learned a lot. And I became, more knowledgeable off the field when it's not about football, man. He offers so much, and he's someone that, I feel like we're going to have a great friendship. And, as well as him being a great coach, he's truly someone that I like to talk to. He's awesome, really an awesome coach. And, I can't wait to see him out here in training camp, putting on pads and helmet, and just what he demands from our group is something that if you're a competitor, if you love football, you love to be a part of. And I'm really excited to just get to work with him, man, because I feel like he's gonna bring it at me.
Here, you take a couple more. You've had 3 position coaches in 3 years now. Is that challenging to adjust to a new coach each year like that?
Nah. I feel like it is what it is. You can look at it however you want to look at it. I look at it as a different football mind coming to drop knowledge at me, on me. And I feel like it's kind of valuable. Everyone's got a different approach, different way they coach the game, different things to offer that, I can pick up the good things, trying not to pick up the bad things. And when you got, at this time, 3 people to choose from, I feel like I've gained a lot. And, 3 great football minds, 3 great receiver minds that I've got to work with. So, truly, I feel like it's helped me. I've got a different perspective. I've not heard the same, I don't know what you call the hoorah things for 3 years straight, which can get repetitive. It's been different every year. It's been fresh, and This one we got this year, I'm really excited to work with him for sure.
Well, Sean, the fact that he played in the league for so long, he was a pretty good
yeah.
receiver. Has he told you that, how good he was? Has he shared some of his war stories from?
Yeah, these old heads, they got away with telling you about how great they was, whether it was true or not. In his case, it's true. In his case, he could really ball. So,
Is that like getting a former player's perspective?
yeah, oh yeah. No, it's definitely a different level of knowledge that I think comes with playing the game, and a different approach that he understands and gets. He always says he was just like me, like as far as our competitive ways and all that, and how we would have had went at it back in the day. He's hilarious, by the way. But yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where not everyone can offer that what a player has, and it goes both ways. When you have to learn a game from the outside, you have different perspective, different way to offer. So for me, it's really valuable to have a guy that played receiver, has been in different receiver rooms, part of winning teams, played with a different amount of quarterbacks, and he just gets it. He just gets it, and that kind of comes with it when you've played as long as he has and been around the game as long as he has.
Did you gain? Last one here. You said you're stronger. Did you gain weight?
Yeah, so I'm. At the start of the season last year, I was probably 184, which is fine, for me, but it's a little low. And I just weighed in today, I like 187, so nothing crazy, but it's where is the weight, and I'm stronger, So I just feel like I'll be able to handle it a lot better than I have in the past, as far as the wear and tear it can take on you, and hopefully I'm taking some less hits, and there's a lot of things that play into it. But all in all, I'm gonna be ready for whatever comes with it this season, and I'm excited for real.